Moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It is Thursday, 13th June 2024, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is a beautiful day to be in the land of the living. God has given us life, so let us remember to give Him thanks for being here. What a beautiful day it is, and it's the day before Friday, and of course, when you hear days like Thursday, Friday, we're heading on into the weekend, and so people have already started making their plans for the weekend and looking forward to things happening on the island on the weekend. So we want to know what's happening with you. Remember, of course, to let us know what your plans are. We're very interested to know, and we're also happy when you can join us in the morning. Just your comments, your remarks, your encouragement. It really helps us, and we really thank you and appreciate you for always choosing us here on the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. Before we get into the entire program this morning, we're going to head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
News in 90 seconds is brought to you by Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, June 13th, 2024. An emergency meeting led by Chief Secretary Farley Augustine was held last evening to address large hydrocarbon deposit drifting from the Gulf Stream vessel near Cove. The meeting included officials from the THA, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries, the Environment Management Authority, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, and the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management. However, no immediate threat to the coastline was identified, but the disturbance was attributed to current weather and sea conditions. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries is managing the de-inventory process of hydrocarbons from the capsized vessel. Up next, Senator Lawrence Hislop defended Finance Minister Colin Imbert's decision to allocate $50 million for the oil spill relief despite the original $153 million request. He explained that the amount was validated based on invoices for February and March and assured that more funding will be provided in due time. Hislop acknowledged criticism for excluding relief for the fishermen but urged Tobagonians to appreciate the $50 million, emphasizing it is important for the small businesses involved in the cleanup. And finally, a Roxborough man was arrested and remained in police custody following the rape of a 14-year-old student in Tobago. According to police, the student stopped a PH taxi driver intending to go to school. However, the driver detoured to another location where he beat her and raped her. She was later dropped off near her school. Her relatives were contacted and she was taken to the Scarborough General Hospital for medical treatment. The driver from Roxborough was later apprehended by police. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Need a fresh start? Upgrade your life with the things you want. At Standard Distributors in Canaan, life is good with zero. Get that amazing fridge, the stylish sofa with zero down and easy financing. Your dream house is within reach. Visit Standard Distributors today. Life is good with zero.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. And of course, hearing about the detection of that oil-like substance in the Cove area there,
Yes.
in as much as they're saying it's not really a threat right now, we're still living in the trauma of the oil spill that we experienced early in the year. And, even in the news you mentioned, we're talking about the relief of the $50 million for that specific thing. And of course, we're still in that place. As a matter of fact, if there's just a drop in the bucket, we will have some measure of concern.
Yes.
And so we're in this position again. How do you feel, or what do you think about that?
In terms of the detection that they saw and based on the weather patterns and conditions, it is a cause for concern, in terms of the 50 million relief. Is it that, it will cause concern for more money to be released at this point in time? Or is it, as the senator said, we have to wait and more money will be released? So, it is a cause for concern.
It really is, and I do hope that we are, we get spared this time and that it doesn't get worse than it is right now, because we really don't want to have that type of experience again, because wow, it really was something.
True.
So we're hoping that, the weather will cause it to go in another direction and not affect our way of life here in Tobago again. Thank you so much, Biana, of course, for always bringing us.
But did
the
you
news.
take in the cricket last night, Adana?
Listen, I didn't really look at the cricket, but you know what was striking to me about the cricket is when the West Indies anthem was being sung by David Rudder. It was such an emotional moment.
Yes.
I found myself tearing up a little bit, and I saw even the players when they were lying there and they were singing, and you could see the emotions coming from them. And, I really felt that sense of camaraderie, that sense of togetherness, and, that pride in who we are as Caribbean people. I mean, the end result, I don't know how it ended because I did not watch it. I'm not really a cricket fan that much. Marcus might not be happy to hear me say that, but so I
believe West Indies would have won the game.
Wow. Well, there will be celebration on this set tomorrow morning with Mr. Cricket when he comes to give the sports updates tomorrow morning. So congratulations to the West Indies cricket team, and of course to all of us on the islands across the Caribbean. We are indeed proud.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Biana. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head on over to our birthday shout-outs. Yes, birthday shout-outs this morning. And we have on screen celebrating a birthday today. Our lone celebrant is Miss Keisha Allen. Keisha Allen is our celebrant this morning. She's celebrating a birthday, and we want to say happy birthday to you. And for all of the other persons who are celebrating birthdays, if we don't have your photos, we want to say happy birthday too. But Miss Keisha, that smile that you are wearing, continue wearing it. God bless you, and do have a wonderful day. Even as you head on over into the weekend, we hope that the celebrations continue there. Happy birthday to you. Yes, and as I mentioned to all the other celebrants who are celebrating this weekend, even if we don't have your photo, we want to say happy birthday to you and God's blessings upon your life. Before we head on into our rundown this morning, I want to say good morning to all of you who are on our live feed this morning, our regular viewers who always sending comments and support us. Miss Pearl Murray Beard, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Julia Brown. Good morning to you, Dora Lyons. Good morning, Brenda Campbell. Good morning to you guys. Thank you so much for always choosing the morning show, for always sending your words of encouragement to us. We appreciate you. We see you, and it's because of you why we are the #1 morning show here in Trinidad and Tobago, and we pray God's blessings upon your life. All of you who are viewing us on our Facebook live stream, our YouTube live, or even on Amplia 102, thank you so much, and good morning to you wherever you are in the world. Right, and I want to say, this morning the primary school students of Standard 2 to 4, that's Standard 2, 3, and 4, they are doing the TDA this morning. That's the Tobago District Assessment, and I want to wish them the very best. Don't go in there being nervous, be calm. Just a simple assessment that they're doing this morning, and I hope you go in there. Just remember all that you've learned during the term, apply the principles, take your time, say a little prayer, and ask God for guidance. For all the teachers as well, remain calm, and just continue to lend that support to the students there this morning, and all the best to all of you. All right, you might be wondering, who are we having conversations this morning? And we start off our conversation by speaking with Nikia Rayan KB. She's a makeup artist and fashion designer, and recently graduated from the UTT with her her thesis entitled Peak Resort 25, and her collection exploded on the runway. So we're going to have that conversation with her this morning. We also speak with Miss Alana Allen. She's the holder of an MSc in economics and a BSc in economics and management with honors. She also recently graduated with a degree postgraduate diploma in marketing. And so we're going to have that conversation, as she's a single mom who's excelling in her studies and having to balance that work-life relationship. And also we end the conversation this morning by speaking with Mr. Peters Ihiwi, president of Nigerians Foundation in Tobago, as he teaches Tobago mothers native Nigerian dishes. Yes, so it's an exciting and interesting conversation this morning here on the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and we ask you to stay with us throughout the entire discussion this morning so you can get the insight right here on the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. But before we begin, of course, we have to go for a short break, and as we go for this break, we ask you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
The
countdown is on to the Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex to discover the dynamic world of public service where innovation meets dedication. Explore exciting careers, experience innovative services, enjoy interactive displays, and a whole lot more. Come join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex from 9:30 a.m. Visit the Office of the Chief Secretary's Facebook page for details. Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Public service now and beyond.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago, the date has been set. Saturday, June 22nd, we head to the Jade Monkey once again for the launch of their 2024 Jufi and Mass Band presentation for Tobago Carnival. On Saturday, June 22nd, we gather at the Jade Monkey to get a glimpse of the Jade Monkey Mass presentation for 2024, the Tobago Festival, and also the launch of the Jade Monkey Jufi, Monkey See, Monkey Do.
I come from the Twin Island of Canada.
Get ready for another year of Tobago Carnival with the best band in Tobago, Jade Monkey Mass and the Jade Monkey Jufi. So come out on June 22nd as we launch Monkey See, Monkey Do Jufi, and for Tobago Mass, the Tobago Festival's presentation, brought to you by the Jade Monkey. This one powered by Carib, Digicel, and Next 99.1 FM, a member of the TTT Limited Media Network. Jade Monkey.
Go down in the center, go down.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. This morning we begin conversations with speaking with Nikia Ryan Kaby. She's a makeup artist and a fashion designer and also a student at the UTT, where she recently submitted her thesis entitled, of course, Peak Resort 25. And of course, getting so much support on the runway, it actually blows up, it explodes on the runway. And, very, very proud, of course, being from Tobago and representing quite well there. Good morning, Nikia, and welcome.
Good morning.
Right, we're so happy to have you on the program this morning. And first off, I must say congratulations to you. I saw a few of the pieces and I was blown away. So hats off to you there. We want to talk, we want to get into the conversation and talk straight away about the experience being in fashion school and having, the industry is really, really competitive, and to bring a fresh new edge, a fresh new touch, and your own personality and your own expression sometimes can be very challenging. What has the journey been like for you, the experience being there? What has it been like for you?
So first off, thank you for having me. And in terms of the journey, I would say that honestly, it is not easy, but being authentic to your own true self is like the only thing that I would say would keep me pushing through in doing this all entirely. I wouldn't really class myself mainly as being a fashion designer, but I would say I'm an artist, and I just use it as an outlet to express myself as an artist creatively, sorry. I just like to be able to keep myself grounded in what I believe is my authentic artistic self, and I just try to express myself using those forms. If it is in the garments with the pigments to give that beautiful flush of color to express exactly what I'm trying to interpret. That is how I would just cancel out the noise of she's so saturated. I just believe in it. I'm creative. And it would have people out there that is going to fall in love with my art and want to be a part of the experience.
Absolutely amazing. And that piece, your collection there, that was your thesis that you submitted there. Am I correct?
It was my thesis.
Right. And how did you come with the name, the title, the topic, like what you wanted it to be or to say or to speak to? How did you come to that name?
So, firstly, the collection is inspired by the Indian peacock and its genetic variations. And when I say genetic variations, it have certain types of peacocks that would have like white within its color. That would be because the feathers wouldn't have enough pigment going towards it. So I studied that genetic variation and I interpreted it into a collection. So I name it Peak, short for peacock. So Peak Resort 2025. I also use the whole idea of doing my thesis collection to also market myself and my brand. So it's not only just my thesis collection because the collection is going to be manufactured and sell in January 2025. So this is how I really came up with the name, as I say, Peak, short for peacock. So yeah.
That's really, really cute. I would not have connected, but now that you've said it, I can see the connection there using that theme. And of course, your designs are really, really beautiful. I like the flow. I like the fabric that I saw. I only saw, of course, on screen, on camera. And the fabrics look really, really, they depict what you're trying to say. But how do you feel now? And I've seen the congratulations coming in from your parents, from friends, from all on social media. I see the congratulations coming in. But how do you feel in terms of being able to put out that level of production at this stage?
So honestly, I do feel a bit nervous because it's like when you emerge into the space as a designer and then you start off as a certain standard, people would expect you to remain at a certain standard. So now I just think like as an artist, just putting your work out into the world is very nerve wracking. So it's just me now trying to calm my nerves and just stay on top and remain focused into doing everything I have to do. But other than that, I do feel proud to be able to say that I've completed 4 years of this degree because it was not easy. There was a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of times where it was breaking down, crying, just had to keep yourself on top. But I'm really happy that I was able to endure and push through to the end.
I know we're looking at some of the videos here in terms of the process, and sometimes we don't realize how intricate the process can be because we're looking at you here now coloring the fabric and ensuring the synergy in terms of how the fabrics blend into each other, the designs in terms of drawing them on. It's a lot of work, it looks like here, and sometimes we just see something on the run when we say, oh, that's beautiful, without knowing how much work goes into it. So again, so many congratulations to you. And I understand what you're talking about with the hard work and, sometimes the uncertainty that can come with it. So congratulations to you. You spoke earlier about establishing your brand. Tell us a little bit about your brand and what exactly you want people to take away when they hear your brand.
So the name of my brand is President Nix, and I also would say what I want people to be able to take away from my brand when they hear my brand. The name of my brand, as I say, is President Nix, and it's where sustainability intersects Caribbean luxury. So I want to be able to be a designer that sustains to remain very eco-friendly. So that's why most of my pieces in my collection will be out of rayon or 100% silk. And I want to make and show that the Caribbean aesthetic is luxurious. So in terms of me doing my hand painting designs and the color selections or whatever I use as my inspiration, I always want individuals to feel connected to the Caribbean. And my collection is also geared, not really my collection, my brand, I should say, to individuals who like to travel, women who like to wear resort wear, who like to feel very majestic and luxurious. It gives you that effortless, luxurious feel. So I also had like a designer space, a part of my thesis collection, which I did in school, where we had to create a mock-up version of our storefront as a designer. And my aim was to create that very effortless, luxurious feel. Like when you go to a resort, the decor is very minimalistic with certain aesthetic pieces that would just complement the place. And when people came to my designer space, they were like they got that fresh feel, like they felt so relaxed, like they was ready to go and take a trip. And that really warmed my heart because that's exactly what I want individuals to feel when they see my collection. They want to feel like, it's time to take a trip, time to buy a piece, just go and just walk in a resort and just feel so luxurious.
And I can really feel that and sense that as well. And of course, when you go on vacation, you want to wear something that is so liberating and so relaxing. And as you said, so exotic and luxurious. And I can get that sense there. And congratulations, of course, for setting up that mock-up storefront and bringing that essence to life. What's next for you, Nikia? Where do you go from here? What's next for you?
So, what is next for me in terms of just myself and also for the collection is to continue working on the pieces. I would like to add some more to the collection as well in gears for 2025. Just better myself in my skills as a makeup artist and just networking, meeting new individuals. I have one or two individuals who want to shoot the pieces, videographers. So I just try to like collab with more people in the industry to just market the brand and the pieces so that it would reach that maximum peak I wanted to reach in terms of interested clientele and just, continue bringing awareness to my brand and what I'm trying to spread out here as an artist and a designer.
I just want to say again, I'm beaming with pride. Many congratulations to you. And even as you continue to establish your brand and as you continue to expand your collection, and of course you'll have other collections as you establish the brand. We wish you the very, very best as you strive for excellence and as you try to make your name, here, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, not only in the Caribbean region, but internationally, because people go on vacations in so many different countries in the world where your brand can be used, where your designs can be used. Think about somebody in Greece wearing a piece from President Nix, and that is what I am seeing for you. And I want to say congratulations to you, all the very best, and we will keep our eyes on you as you expand and as you grow. All the best to you, Nikia. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
You're welcome, and thank you so much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Nikia KB, a makeup artist and fashion designer. In fact, she calls herself an artiste, and so we want to wish her the very best as she continues there with her designing skills. She's from right here in Tobago, just completed her thesis at the University of Trinidad and Tobago with that piece called Peak Resort 25. All the best to her. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to take a short break before we continue conversations this morning. And of course, before we go to that break, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Sun Up Tobago is here. Join us on Saturday, July 6th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Delta Compound Argyle for an unforgettable summer experience. Enjoy an all-inclusive experience with mouth-watering food, coolers are allowed, and best island vibe. This is a tickets-only event. Get your tickets now at Barco, Los, and Pablo's Argyle. Don't miss out on the event of the summer. Sun Up Tobago, sponsored by Tobago Updates, B-Mobile, State Solutions, and Thorns Place.
Look at people in here tonight.
Need a fresh start? Upgrade your life with the things you want. At Standard Distributors in Canaan, life is good with zero. Get that amazing fridge, the stylish sofa with zero down and easy financing. Your dream house is within reach. Visit Standard Distributors today. Life is good with zero.
I Can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens has come down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road, it's a miracle.
Deltec Distributors Weekend Special Wings Friday. 3 pounds wings, 2.5 kilogram fries. Special 100 TT Soup Saturday. 2 pounds cube beef, 2 pounds cow heel, 2 pounds chicken foot, 2 pounds pigtail, or smoked bone. Special $150. Super Sunday. 3 pounds leg and thigh chicken, 3 pounds sliced pork, 3 pounds lamb slice, 3 pounds cheese, 2 pack of pasta. Special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you for staying with us up till now. We continue conversations this morning, and this time we're celebrating again. We're speaking with Miss Alana Allen. She's the holder of an MSc in Economics, a BSc in Economics and Management, and recently graduated with a diploma in Marketing. And so we have her on this morning. We're going to have that conversation, of course, balancing studies, work, and being a single mother. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you loud and clear. And of course, I want to start off by saying congratulations to you again on achieving this feat. We really appreciate the fact that you've immersed yourself in this kind of studies and representing Tobago, and of course your village of Mount St. George. I must put that plug in there because I know you're proud from Mount St. George. And so we're talking this morning of your achievements. You've done it again. Let's start with, how do you feel?
I feel like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. I think that is one of the best ways to put it. I have more or less been operating in a very high pressure environment for the past 2 years, and to finally cross that stage, to finally reach that goal that, I've had this in my head for such a long time, and to have reached that goal, like I said, to have crossed that stage, it's definitely a sigh of relief, and I think it's something that is worthy of celebrating.
And you're speaking there and I'm feeling the emotions coming from you, and I almost got a tear there, I am sure. And sometimes we set these goals for ourselves, really, really beautiful goals, because you want to achieve things, you want to improve your life. Did you imagine for a second how demanding, we know these things are demanding, but could you have imagined how demanding it would have been for you those past 2 years in trying to achieve this goal?
No. And I think that I am someone, when I put my mind to something, I usually just go after it. But I think that this is the thing that could have definitely broken me, that could have really, there were many times that I really actually wanted to give up. There were many times I actually was just in tears, and I'm very teary-eyed right now, because it was very challenging. It took a lot more than I thought that it would. And I think my faith in God, my family, my friends, and of course my daughter, oh my God, my daughter, I think, has been really the driving force in terms of me making it to the end. It has not been easy, but I think the love and support of my circle, my family and friends is what really made it worth it.
I understand your emotions, and trust me when I tell you it was worth the while. I'm sure you are thinking now it was worth it in the end. Of course, having that circle of support there to push you, to give you the drive to press on. Now, I was reading a little bit about your story, and it mentioned that over 100 persons applied for this opportunity, and they only selected 25, and you managed to be one of the 25. What was the process like in terms of applying for this? How did it come about?
Firstly, my professors would have encouraged me to, you're so good, try doing something else. And I applied for this program not knowing the intensity of it. I saw it, I was encouraged to do it, and I got, I realized that I had to submit a presentation to say why I wanted to do it. I'm like, okay, this is a bit much. Then I had to do an interview. And I think it's at the interview I realized how intense this program was. Because I'm like, okay, this is a bit extra, right? And in speaking to the program head, Professor Jason Belleau, we were talking and he asked me, why do you want to be a part of this program? How do you see digital marketing, which is basically essentially what it is? How do you think it can help you? And I actually told him about my story to evolve. You guys know me as the make money, manage money, look good, feel good. You know me for that. But going on that journey to evolve and realizing what it took to exist in the online space and realizing what we as Caribbean people, how we are missing out by not being on the world stage and knowing that you can be in Tobago anywhere in the world and have a presence and to have a business. And me telling him that story and driving it home to him, I didn't even see it as an interview, having an impassioned conversation as to why it was applicable to me and to where I was from as a person coming from a very small Tobago, very small island of Tobago. And during that interview, he was like, that's it. You're in. And I'm like, okay, I'm in, right? And I remember telling some of my friends when I got accepted that, hey, I got into this program. And they were like, you got into that program? I was like, yeah. They were like, we applied and we got rejected. And I think it was only then that I realized that, this thing is highly competitive. And after speaking to my program head, like a few months after when we actually started, actually our very first day of orientation, I realized how competitive it was because I think it was over 800 applications and they just weeded out persons at different levels. And he essentially did hundreds of interviews just to find that final 25. So I felt so special being the only person that looks like me, the only female that looked like me, if you could get what I'm saying, within that class. And I felt that I would have represented where I was from, and I felt like I made an impact.
And we just saw a clip of the video here with you crossing that stage. We also saw videos when I think you guys were taking a group shot, a little video there where you were taking a group shot. I saw it somewhere on social media and I saw you expressing yourself with such pride, beaming with pride in, representing, and you said it quite well. The only person looking like you. I think that's what you represented when you went there. And when you talk about that sense of relief, I feel as if that is what you're talking about. Someone looking like you, achieving this, being selected of one of 25 out of 800 plus persons. Alana, we have to say congratulations to you. We have to say how proud we are of you. We have to say continue
Thank you.
pressing. I know the challenges was insurmountable when you entered, you embarked on this, and look at how you are today. Look at where you're sitting today. Look at the conversation you're having today. And if I know anything about you, I'm sure you're looking for another challenge. I am sure.
I think that life is all about learning, growing, and evolving. I pride myself in being someone who doesn't just talk the talk but walk the walk. Where I'm from, the village of Mount St. George, where if on any good day a lot of people don't have anything to say, I think it's my duty to represent the young people and to be an inspiration to the ones coming up beyond me. And also to kind of let people know that even though I'm from a very small island and it's just a speck on the map, that we as Tobagonians, Trimbagonians, I feel as everywhere we go, we represent. Because one of the things is that I quickly stood out for my presence, the way that I speak. I remember one of my lecturers saying, like, where did you get that? And I said, I'm from Trinidad and Tobago. I said, in Tobago, from the moment you can walk, you're in speech band, you're in this, you're in that, you have to know how to represent yourself, right? And I think that that played out for me. And what always resonated in the back of my mind, because you can become very intimidated in these types of environments. I kept telling myself, you are as good as any, but better than many. And that is something that really helped to push me forward and to really show up in the moments that mattered.
So, Alana, what is next for you? You have achieved this goal. You have spoken about the challenges that you experienced. You've spoken about how much you had to put yourself into it and to ensure you represent yourself, you represent your family, your friends, and all the persons who have supported you. And now you are here today. What is next for you?
I think what's next for me is yet to be written. And one of the things I will say is that that sigh of relief is one where I want to get realigned and focused. As you know, that I'm a mom, and I pride myself in really giving my daughter that time and attention and energy that she needs. She would have sacrificed so much for me to get here. And I think at this juncture, one of the things I want to focus on is, as much as I want to achieve my goals, hers are important too. So we're a team. But what's next for me is stay tuned. Follow me, follow my page, follow my page Evolve, my journey to evolve. I have some excellent initiatives coming up. I don't want to say too much right now, but I think that once you're tuned in, you will see some stuff popping off soon. But like I said, I am open to whatever blessings that God have in store for me. I know that this is just one thing. I think my aunt would have put it quite well a few days ago, my aunt Carla, and she said, you know what, you are progressing to your next level of success. So when you ask me what's next, I am on the road to progressing to my next level of success.
That's right. And thank you, Auntie Carla, because sometimes we think when we achieve something, we've arrived. And I like the fact that, it's a progression. You continue to press for more. And I love the fact that you are opening yourself to spend some time with your daughter, to invest that relationship, because it really is difficult trying to balance, as you mentioned, achieving your own personal goals, because sometimes we sacrifice our goals for our children. And so now we see the balance there where you sacrifice for her and she sacrifices for you as well. So I do hope that you get to enjoy that mother-daughter time together and make that investment in her life the same way she has invested in you. And Alana, we want to wish you the very best. I can guarantee you that we will be following you. We will be staying tuned to your page to see what is happening next. And personally from me and from all of us here at the Tobago Updates Television, we wish you the very best. Continue putting your best foot forward. Continue ensuring that your identity and your brand is established. And continue just reaching for the stars. Continue progressing and take us along on this journey with you. All the very best, and thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Miss Alana Allen, better known as the Evolve Lady. Yes, and she recently graduated with a postgraduate diploma in digital marketing with a GPA of 4.45, 4.46. You know, excellent work there, balancing motherhood, balancing studies, work, and all that. She is there. So congratulations to her from all of us. And this is an encouragement for any of you who have your goals that you want to achieve. It is possible. Put your best foot forward, make the investment, and decide to be intentional about achieving your goals. It is quite possible. We have to go for a short break, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue conversations this morning. And we ask that you stay with us. And as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. We're just about 7:42 a.m. So if you're getting to work and dropping the children off to school for 8 a.m., remember to drive safely on our nation's roads. The key word is safety. We need to get there in one piece. There's no rush. If you're going to be late, well, you're going to be late. Just remember to be safe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we continue conversations this morning in studio, and we speak with Mr. Peter Ehiwe, the president of the Association of Nigerians Living in Tobago, and we're speaking about teaching mothers native Nigerian dishes. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mom.
Right, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank
So
you.
we're talking about the Association of Nigerians Living in Tobago.
Yes.
I know there are quite a few. I actually have some friends from Nigeria who live here. So I want to know a little bit about the association and how it was formed and what are some of the things you do through the association.
The association has been in existence since 2006, if I'm correct, yes. Since 2006. It was formed by a group of Nigerians who were here at that time. I hadn't come at that time. I came to this country in 2009. So Nigerians who were living here at that time came together and they formed this association. And it's a collection of us where we meet every month, last Sunday of every month, to fellowship with one another, eat, like you all say, we lime. All right.
That's
so
right.
we meet at our houses. We meet in one member's home this month. The following month, we meet in another member's home. So we've been doing that since 2006. The motto of this association is fostering unity and serving the community. So we foster unity among ourselves, we foster unity among the locals, which, we are here, we're resident here, we call this home. So we foster that unity among not just Nigerians, but even with Tobagonians and non-Tobagonians, everybody in general. And we also serve the community as well. As you may be aware, there are lots of Nigerians here, especially Nigerian doctors. We've been making lots of impact in this country, especially on this highland. And presently there is a vanguard to improve on that impact that we've been making. And part of that vanguard, I'm proud to be part of that vanguard. Part of it, what we are doing is, as you also may be aware, there are lots of Nigerian food. There are lots of people who like Nigerian food. There are lots of people who like to watch Nigerian movies. So some locals have approached us that they want to learn how to prepare Nigerian dishes. So we said, okay, we had something like that. I think that was in 2015, where a group of Tobagonians came together. We taught them how to prepare our dishes. So we're doing that again this year. We're doing that June this year. We're using one of our members' homes in Signal Hill. It's going to be on Saturday, June 22 at 10 a.m. in the morning. A group of Tobagonians are coming together. We'll teach them different Nigerian dishes. There are lots of them. The most common, what people know mostly, they say fufu, fufu, fufu. Well, now, there are different swallows. We have eba, we have amala, we have pounded yam, we have fufu. But, everybody just generalize everything and say fufu. But when they come, they're going to see the different ones that we have and how they are prepared. We have the soups. We have ogbono soup, we have banga soup, we have pepper soup, we have okra soup, we have egusi soup, we have bitter leaf soup. So there are different ones that we prepare. We have Nigerian jollof rice.
That's the one I know.
Yes, we have Nigerian jollof rice, we have moi moi, we have akara, also known as bean cake. And we have the Nigerian chin chin. We have the Nigerian meat pie. So we'll be preparing all these dishes. We're going to teach them how to prepare these dishes. We also have a vision to set up an African kitchen. So these are part of how we want to serve the community, contribute more. This association is a non-profit, non-governmental organization. So we don't make profit from this. It's just a way of us giving back to the community, to the island where we live.
And it sounds very, very interesting, and you're listing off all those Nigerian foods, and it's a little too early in the morning for me to be feeling, for my mouth to be watering so much, you know, and it really is interesting that, you know, you've taken this initiative, because a lot of people, as you mentioned, a lot of Nigerians reside in Tobago at the moment, and there are quite a wide range of your foods that some of us do enjoy. Yes. And so learning how to make it, I don't know if we will be able to make it the way you do, but having that opportunity to learn to make it really is interesting. And what I want to find out is what has the response been like? Is there a registration process? How does one get to be a part of learning how to make it? Do you register and you show up, or do you just show up, you hear about it? Is there a registration fee? Do you have to pay? Because I'm sure you have to purchase ingredients and stuff like that. How does that work?
Well, there is no registration fee. There is no registration process. So far, we have about 8 women who have enlisted. All they just need to do is just approach us. They could either contact me, I'm the president. My contact number is 468-3283, or they could contact the PRO, or they could contact the host. The host that's going to be providing the premises to us. One of our members, Dr. Mrs. Keshi, she works with the TRHA. So they contact us, they show up on that day. Now, there is no fee, as I said. This is an NGO. But what we are asking them to do is the items that we are going to be using to teach you, you are responsible for that.
Right.
If you cannot say you go to the market, you don't know what to buy, you contact us, we're going to tell you what to buy. We don't mind going with you to purchase those food items. You bring them on that day. We are providing the facility. We teach you how to prepare this food.
Are the ingredients, because some of them might require specific ingredients, are they easy to find locally, or how do you get your hands on these ingredients?
Of course, they are easy to find locally. There are Nigerians on the island who sell these ingredients. There's one opposite, you know where Royal Castle is, in Scarborough, not the one at the Port Mall, the one on that is the Wilson Road.
That's Wilson Road, yes.
Directly opposite the Wilson Road, we have Amazing Grace African Shop. There's one of our members there, Pastor Mrs. Ebuade Akisheloi. She has those food items. One of our members also sells every Friday at the Redeemed Christian Church of God compound. Mrs. Bridget Ogbefon, she sells the Nigerian jollof rice every Friday.
Tasty food, yes.
She sells the pounded yam as well. So you could also approach her. You just go to Redeemed Christian Church of God in Lambo, the compound there on a Friday afternoon from about 12 noon. You meet her there. She could tell you how to get those food items. I think one of our members as well, Dr. Maxwell, is very known on this island. He has his office along...
That's Otley Street, I think.
No, not Otley Street. That's Buko Point.
Oh, yes, that one.
Yeah. He has his office right there. He also has these food items right in his premises there. You could get them there. So you just go, you purchase them, and show up on that day. We're not charging you any fee.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And, you know, it would be really nice if we could get some kind of insight in terms of, are you going to be taking videos as the people, as the mothers, they come in and they prepare the items, they chop and dice and they mix and they pound. Is there going to be any kind of, are you going to capture this on video so that it can be shown somewhere so people can see what it takes, not just the persons who are participating, but maybe another edition of this might roll out. You might want to do it again. And so to get the interest of other people to actually see how it is being done?
Of course, yes, there'll be videos. These things will be recorded. We're going to put them on our website. We have a website, tanlit.org.ng. Tanlit, Tanlit. www.tobago.org.ng. We're going to put them on our website. And you're free to come with your, these days everybody have smartphones. You're free to come with your phones or whatever recording device you want to come with and capture these things. You go home, you play them over, you learn how to prepare this food for yourself. As I said, we also have a vision to have an African kitchen. That is something we're looking to set up sometime, if not this year, maybe next year. Part of our way of also serving the community, we are collaborating with TRIP. I don't know if you're aware of this Tobago Reconnect investment program.
Yes.
We are collaborating with them. We have something that is still brewing to have this Africa Day Festival, where we're going to have not just how to cook Nigerian food, we're coming with our culture to display the Nigerian culture, the African culture, the dresses that we have, the dances. It's going to be a big event. So that is still in the incubation period.
Wow, that is something awesome to look forward to, because as I said, I know quite a few Nigerians and I see the way they dance.
Yes.
So I would love to see that exhibition whenever it is established.
Well, we're thinking of sometime in October this year.
Okay.
Yes.
So I want you to remind us of when the Teaching Mothers to Cook is taking place. I know you said it's in this month.
Yeah, this month on Saturday, after this Saturday, the coming Saturday after this one, June 22 at 10 a.m. It starts at 10 a.m. It's going to be it's going to run for about 4 to 5 hours. We start at 10 a.m. It's taking place in Signal View Street. You know where China 5 is?
Yes.
Now there's a road, there's a bend along that road. You cannot miss the house. As you go that bend, it's a very big brown house. You know, Nigeria, they say everything in Nigeria is big. So
Yes.
It's the biggest house on that bend. You cannot miss it. That's where it's taking place.
All right, and give us a contact number again so that people who might be interested can reach out.
Well, I don't know the contact number of my other members at heart, but I can give my contact number, 468-3283.
All right, so in case you are interested in learning how to make traditional Nigerian dishes, it's taking place on the 22nd of June right here in Tobago, and it's being facilitated by the Association of Nigerians Living in Tobago. You want to learn how to make that fufu? Remember, he said there's more than one type.
There's more than one type. There's amala, there's pounded yam, there's fufu, there's semovita.
So there's such a wide variety.
And there is eba.
Such a wide variety of different African cuisine, and of course the most famous jollof rice.
Nigerian jollof rice.
That's right. So you're going to want to learn how to do that. Just remember, you have to work with your ingredients. Once you make contact, they will provide a list of ingredients that you need to work along with and have a day of fun. They start at 10 a.m. and go out through the entire day as you learn to make traditional Nigerian dishes. In closing, is there anything else you want to share with our viewers?
Well, in closing, I would say, as Nigerians on this island, we make lots of impacts, not just with this cooking thing that we're making. We make impacts in the health sector. We make impact in the religious sector. There's a program coming up in his presence. I understand the Nigerian will be coming to perform. We make impact even in the musical sector. So we are doing great things. We live here. I've been here now 15 years. There are some that have been here more than 30 years. We call this place home. So we just want to give back to that place that we call home.
And we appreciate that very much. Thank you so much. We've been speaking with Peter Ehiwi, President of the Association of Nigerians Living in Tobago. The event taking place there on June 22nd from 10 a.m. at Signal Hill, where they teach Tobago mothers to cook traditional Nigerian dishes. If you're not mouth-watering yet, you still have time to make contact and to see how you can be a part of that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, but we don't end our programming here. We continue on with Tobago Notes and then on to GMT. So stay with us. And as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.
We have not had a shark attack in my years of scuba diving and being in the marine environment. We have never had an encounter such as that one. So we have to understand why is it that this happened, and understand that, listen, you know, these creatures, that's their home, and being in the water as a diver and even as a swimmer, one of the inherent risks is encountering one of these creatures. Yeah, so I don't think that is a worry, but I think it's a wake-up call for us to make sure that we equip our lifeguards, equip our emergency responders, so that they know in the unlikely event of an incident like that, we know what to do. As divers, we would see sharks once in a while, but most of the time it's what we call provoked or unprovoked occurrences. So when we see them, they tend to avoid us. They don't like the human contact at all. We are not part of the ecosystem, so they don't know us as food. So the fear isn't there. The fear is mutual. They are more scared of us as we of them. Okay, so we just have to respect the animal.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
It's only when I go abroad and I see what is out there and I come back and I measure against what is here. There is no comparison to beauty.
Some writings of our history, it is said that Christopher Columbus called it bella fauna, meaning beautifully formed.
Natural, beautiful, peaceful. Yes, I get emotional. That's why I'm here.
One of the fascinating things about nature, there is always something new, and especially in the tropics where there's such wide diversity, persons can experience and have the awe associated with some of the beaches we have, aquatic life we have, some of the fascinating birds we have within a day, within a short period of time.
You have the Caribbean Sea on one side, you have the Atlantic Ocean on the other side. On our doorstep, a fringe reef that wraps around the entire area. You have this huge amount of biodiversity and liveliness of the entire water that surrounds the island. We also do bioluminescent nighttime tours, which are like an escape into the deep, dark secrets of this, glowing phenomenon. It's like this almost cosmic effect. It's just something to be seen.
I know everybody in the village, and everybody know me. That is the nice thing about here.
Tobago is used to the extended family. There was always a grandmother, aunt, uncle. There was always love.
We eat and we drink, we laugh, and everything together.
Tobago, in one word to me, beautiful. Beautiful place to live.
It gives me great pleasure to be in Tobago and do what I do.
The sunsets here are hardly bar none, some of the nicest I've seen.
I would describe Tobago of one of the clean, serene, and the best place that anyone could come. Be easy, be happy, and have a good time. There is nothing to compare to.
This little dot called Tobago exists, and come visit.
good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, you know, when you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into that, let's have our news in 90 seconds.
News in 90 seconds is brought to you by Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
An emergency meeting led by the Chief Secretary, Farley Augustine, was held last evening to address the large hydrocarbon deposit drifting from the Gulf Stream vessel near Cove. The meeting included officials from the THA, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries and Environmental Management Authority of Trinidad and Tobago and the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, as well as the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management. However, no immediate threat to the coastline was identified, but the disturbance was attributed to current weather and sea conditions. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Energy and Energy Industries is managing the de-inventory process of hydrocarbons for the capsized vessel. Additionally, a Roxborough man was arrested and remains in police custody following the rape of a 14-year-old student in Tobago. According to police, the student stopped a PH taxi driver intending to go to school. However, the driver detoured to another location where he beat and raped her. She was later dropped off near her school. Her relatives were contacted and she was taken to the Scarborough General Hospital for medical treatment. The driver from Roxborough was later apprehended by police. And finally, Senator Lawrence Hislop defended Finance Minister Colin Imbert's decision to allocate $50 million for the oil spill relief. Despite the original $153 million request, he explained that the amount was validated based on invoices for February and March and assured that more funding would be provided in due time. Hislop acknowledged criticisms for excluding relief for fishermen, but urged Tobagonians to appreciate the $50 million, emphasizing it's important for small businesses involved in the cleanup process. And that was our news in 90 seconds.
Need a fresh start? Upgrade your life with the things you want. At Standard Distributors in Canaan, life is good with zero. Get that amazing fridge, the stylish sofa with zero down and easy financing. Your dream house is within reach. Visit Standard Distributors today. Life is good with zero.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. This morning we are talking a bit about that oil spill cleanup relief fund. Now we know that the THA would have requested $150 million from the central government to help with the funding for the cleanup initiative as well as relief for Tobago fishermen. However, they have only been allocated $50 million after a validation was done by the Ministry of Finance and then approved by the Minister for Finance, Colin Imbert. Now, this morning we're going to talk a bit about whether or not that $50 million allocation for Tobago was enough and what can Tobagonians do to ensure that we advocate for relief for Tobago fishermen. And to have that conversation with me this morning, I have the privilege of sitting with the political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. Good morning, and thank you for joining us once again.
Good morning. It's a pleasure being here. Tobago, good morning.
All right. You are no stranger to the set here, but this morning we're speaking particularly on a topic that was raised earlier this week. Now, on Tuesday, I had the privilege of speaking with the president of the All Tobago Fisher Folk Association, Mr. Curtis Douglas, and he would have expressed his total dissatisfaction with the amount that was allocated to Tobago for the cleanup effort. We also know that the Minister for Energy, Stuart Young, he would have gone and applied for funding for the cleanup. Now, do you think that that $50 million that has been allocated by the central government is substantial? And if not, why?
Well, certainly it is not enough. But let's look at it this way. If you have $50 million in negotiations, you say, okay, we have $50 million here, but this is what $50 million will not be able to cover. And these areas are important areas to be covered. And then you press upon the minister for more money to cover these areas. I know that Curtis Douglas is an avid, I would say a very distinguished representative of the fisher folk in Trinidad and Tobago, in Tobago in particular, and I stand by his word. $50 million is not enough. But what I want to hear the Secretary for Fisheries, all right, say is that this is how we intend to spend the money, all right? Because there will be another problem that my good friend Curtis Douglas would have. When that $50 million come to Tobago, fishermen will not taste 1 cent of that money. And I wish to repeat, my good friend Curtis Douglas will have another problem on his hand. When the money comes to Tobago, fisher folks will not touch 1 cent of that money. And so it is very important again for the Secretary of Fisheries, Natisha Pantin, to listen in and to understand that all of Tobago, they are looking at you. Because here in Curtis Douglas, we want to hear whether or not the $50 million will go towards the fisher folk, or it will go towards all of Tobago. And we want to hear how that money will be spent as we make requests for more money. Because what Curtis Douglas is saying is that for fisher folk alone, $50 million is not enough. And he has all the facts, he has all the information. Kudos to Curtis Douglas. He makes good representation every time. However, if $50 million is not enough, how much of that money will the THA give to the fisher folk? And that's my question. I will tell you, they will not taste a cent of that.
But do you think that given that the money that has been given is now seen as not being enough, that the central government should take on the burden to pay the fisher folk directly as maybe a grant, while the THA uses that $50 million to pay contractors who are part of the cleanup efforts?
The question you're asking is a very technical one.
Mm-hmm.
You're asking me, if I'm to listen you carefully and correctly, you are saying whether or not the Trinidad government should pay the fisher folk directly by way of a grant.
Mm-hmm.
Give them a grant. John Paul, grant for you. Peter, James, grant for you, etc. And allow Tobago House of Assembly to do what it wants with that money. The answer is no. If that money is allocated as expenses coming out of the oil spill, then Tobago must begin to show ownership for its accountability to the people and ensure the money goes towards that. If Trinidad wants, they should now give another set of money to Tobago to pay fishermen specially. All right? But if it's oil spill, there are many other aspects to the oil spill apart from the fishermen who played a very great and daring role. Their role cannot be minimized nor underscored properly. All right? They have played a significant role, going out there, laying down all these bombs, etc., to keep the oil back. They did their part with bravery. They were the ones who assist in a very major way in the oil spill.
And they were actually the first responders because they took Tobago out there to see the boats when it first
So they
happened.
are the heroes in this. Make no mistake. But there are also other players. And that money may not be able to pay the other players based on what the president is saying is not enough for fisher folk. Then what should we give the other folks who would have partaken in the oil spill?
So explain to us a bit about your suggestion that another allocation should come to Tobago that is specifically designated towards the fishermen.
Well, negotiations 101 is very simple, you know. Whatever they give you, you accept that. That's on the table. $50 million on the table. Now you must see how best you can use that money to alleviate the distress of the fishermen and also dab and touch those persons who also engage in those services that was solicited and was used throughout, because everybody must get something from that money. But you must have a bill. You just can't call a figure out of your head. I believe that's what our chief secretary is doing, calling a figure out of his head. And many people are calling figures out of their head. They're saying 250 million, 300 million. Do you know what that money look like? And I'm saying you have to quantify properly the real cost, the true cost of the thing. And they say, look, this is the real cost. And they give the public a breakdown. The public must have a breakdown. This is an age of transparency. We want the public to have a full breakdown of the overall cost involved.
Right, and we know that the fishermen, I believe that they did that, because I had conversations with fishermen from Alambo as well as the president, and he would have indicated how they broke it down, the strategy that they utilized in order to come up with the number that they did. I believe that they were looking at the average amount of fish per day, and they would have extracted their figures from that. Now we have the Senator Lawrence Hislop coming out to say he believes that Tobago, the 50 million that was given to Tobago is sufficient. What is your opinion on this?
My question is, who is Lawrence Hislop to speak on Tobago matters? Who is Lawrence Hislop? As far as I know, he is not authorized to speak on Tobago matters. He is someone the PNM has drafted in as a new recruit. And new he is, because he's totally aloof from what is happening in Tobago. Fishermen go out there every day and they ply their trade. Right where that boat has sunken, and they have the perimeter around 500 meters perimeter around that area. That's an area they will go and catch a young fish and different things to go out and beat, etc. They cannot access that area. Fishes have gone from that area. They are suffering from the after effects of this oil spill and continue to suffer. So who is he to say that someone who is feeling pain and they continue to feel pain, that medicine is good enough for them? What is his qualification in fishing? Has he ever gone out to sea? Has he ever sat with the fishermen? Or is he only drinking the Balizé tea and saying what they tell him to say? Listen to me, what is good for Trinidad is not good for Tobago. What is good for the PNM may not be good for Tobago. And so therefore, listen to the experts, listen to the representative, hear what Curtis Douglas is saying, the president. Listen to what the fishermen on the ground are saying. They spoke to me. And I know it's a sizable income. They all have suffered and they continue to suffer. But what I'm saying, with the $50 million, everybody must get something. The fishermen and those who would have done this, the rake up on the sea, is not enough money. And they must continue to say to Tobago, this is what it costs. We do not want it to be a time where people are creating big figures and just looking to make war for war's sake. We don't want that. Come with the real figures. Curtis Douglas said that it's about $150 million. Farley said something. We need to have a proper breakdown of those figures. And when the money comes in, those money must go towards those persons. There must be no profiteering from anything. This is simply an emergency, a catastrophe, and we must seek to do it in an honorable way, not to make money from this.
However, the minister, Stuart Young, he would have indicated that he believes that the total cleanup efforts on a whole would have amounted to approximately US $20 million. Mm-hmm. So how can one comfortably say that when he went to the the IOP fund, the International Oil Spill Pollution Compensation Fund, he would have indicated that he believed that 20 million US would sufficiently cover all of that. So how can now the central government comfortably allocate only 50 million TT dollars to Tobago?
Again,
what is your
those who present the
opinion
figures must be able to justify. And this time, the public wants to know, Tobago public wants to know the justification for 20 million US dollars, which is equal to 140 million TT dollars, give or take. All right, we want to know what is the justification if they also are trying to profiteer from a catastrophe, because whenever there is a catastrophe like this, the unscrupulous politicians, they try to profiteer. They want to make a little money with the ism and the schism. And we are saying, no, do not use the problems that Tobago experienced with the oil spill to make money to put in their filthy bank accounts or to put elsewhere where the money was not generated or money was not sent. We want the money to go back to those persons that labored and for those services that was surrendered to Tobago.
Right, and this is why I would have asked the question previously. If the minister is claiming, okay, 20 million US dollars covers may be able to cover the entire cleanup efforts, and they give Tobago 50 million, it is expected that the rest of the money, they would also be contributing to other expenses surrounding the oil spill. So would that, those other expenses include the fisher folk in Tobago, or does it include compensating some of the organizations from Trinidad that came to Tobago to assist? What would the rest of the monies be going towards? And as you said, it is important for a breakdown to be made to the public. Do you believe, however, that the funds from the International Oil Pollution Compensation Fund should have come directly to the THA as opposed to going to the central government?
It should have come. Had we had self-determination, the money would have come to Tobago. But we do not have self-determination. What we have is autonomy. And what they continue to ask for is autonomy. As long as Tobago has autonomy, then the money will always come to Trinidad, and Trinidad will then decide if they should give Tobago and how much they should give Tobago. All right? Because autonomy says Tobago is the responsibility of Trinidad. That is what Tobago's autonomy says, right? And we do not want that. Tobago must not be the responsibility of Trinidad. Tobago must be its own responsibility, and it must partner with Trinidad along areas it so much agrees. Let me go on to say that Curtis Douglas, in his interview on a particular station, said that the estimated cost was 150 million TT. All right? And if Stuart Young says the cost is 20 million US, 140 million TT, then the prices are the same. But we do not know what they have budgeted for. And somewhere along the line, there must be a meeting of the minds and an establishment of the common factors and a price. And then we, the public, must know what are the real figures. Is it that people are trying to profiteer from this catastrophe? I'm sick of people trying to profiteer upon the demise of others, you know. We have to build an honorable nation. If Stuart Young said $20 million, justify it to the public. Tell us the nuts and bolts. Tell us the expenses. All right? If someone says 150, bring your information. Yes, a huge price tag must be attached to it because the oil spill is ongoing. The effects is ongoing. It will take years to clean up. But break it down for us. How did we arrive at that now? What is the estimated cost on a month-to-month basis? And what is the estimated time to clean up this oil spill? These are salient questions. And Trinidad, who is the parent of Tobago, so they claim, they must provide us with the answers. Let Trinidad come clean. Let Stuart Young come clean and stop playing folly.
All right. Do you think the same should be done at the THA level? Do you believe that the Chief Secretary should hold a press conference where he goes through line by line the items that were submitted to the Ministry of Finance for compensation for the oil spill?
Yes, the Chief Secretary should do that, and he should stop dodging those salient issues. We do not want a flamboyant Chief Secretary who just speak glibly and utter big figures and say, not enough. What we want is someone who is sound, someone who is able to say to Tobago, based on our calculation for all the services that Trinidad extended to Tobago, we have a budget of this. 10 million for this company, 50 million for the fishermen, 15 million for those who would have lent their hands pulling the weed, seaweed, and the oil spill, etc. How much million for power washing? How much million for trying to restore the animals back to health and nursing them, etc. We want to hear a full breakdown. This is the age of good governance, and we want full transparency. If they can't come full, don't come to us with no stupidness. And I'm saying that to anybody. Come to us with a breakdown. So my good friend Curtis Douglas, I support you 100%. I support the fisherman 100%. Bring your figures. Give me us a breakdown. Let us go through this breakdown. Break it down. And I will do it for him. I will assist him with that. But present something that you can stand by. And we will call upon Stuart Young to present the same thing. We do not want to be unjustly denied some, we call it $90 million. Because if you request $140 million, that's Stuart Young, and let's say they grant him the full request, because they will do their own investigations. If they were to grant him the full request of the 140 million TT, which is 20 million US, if they were to grant him that, we in Tobago do not want to be denied the other 90 million. Where does that go? Is it profit for the Balize waving team? What goes on with that 90 million? We want to know. Or is it that he will take care of the Trinidad boys who came to Tobago to work in their parachute and whatever the case may be? We want to know. If this is a Tobago oil spill, then all of the money that is granted to him on our behalf should come to Tobago, and I demand that. All of the money. We do not know how much money they have gotten, if they have gotten 20 million, if they have gotten 50 million, or if they have gotten no million at all, and they are just doing this to appease the concerns of Tobago. We want to know all of that. So I suggest Stuart Young, who I very well believe will be listening, or one of his acolytes will be listening, should give a statement, a very accurate, transparent, and detailed statement on the oil spill. This is the age of information technology, which means information travels at the speed of light. We don't have to wait on him to school us and teach us anymore. We are researchers of the truth, and we know better.
All right. Okay, well, we're going to take a break right here, and we'll be back right after this. See you soon, guys.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.
Sun Up Tobago is here. Join us on Saturday, July 6th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Delta Compound Argyle for an unforgettable summer experience. Enjoy an all-inclusive experience with mouth-watering food, coolers are allowed, and best island vibe. This is a tickets-only event. Get your tickets now at Barco, Lus, and Pablo's Argyle. Don't miss out on the event of the summer. Sun Up Tobago, sponsored by Tobago Updates, B-Mobile, State Solutions, and Thorns Place.
Look at people in here tonight.
This Father's Day, treat Dad to an unforgettable musical experience. Join Plymouth Bethesda Steel Sensations as they celebrate our fathers, featuring the incredible sounds of Cuts and Jammers, the dynamic beats of First Citizens Tobago Panthers, and the sweet melodies of Alpha Pan Pioneers.
Bring the whole family for a day filled with music, joy, and celebration. Sunday, June 16th, right next to the Plymouth Playpark. Admission is free. Enjoy sensational music as we celebrate our beloved fathers. Celebrate Dad and vibrant sounds of steeple music this Father's Day.
Tobago, the date has been set. Saturday, June 22nd, we head to the Jade Monkey once again for the launch of their 2024 Jufi and Mass Band presentation for Tobago Carnival. On Saturday, June 22nd, we gather at the Jade Monkey to get a glimpse of the Jade Monkey Mass presentation for 2024, the Tobago Festival, and also the launch of the Jade Monkey Jufi, Monkey See, Monkey Do.
I come from the Twin Island of Canada.
Get ready for another year of Tobago Carnival with the best band in Tobago, Jade Monkey Mass and the Jade Monkey Jufi. So come out on June 22nd as we launch Monkey See, Monkey Do Jufi, and for Tobago Mass, the Tobago Festival's presentation, brought to you by the Jade Monkey. This one powered by Carib, Digicel, and Next 99.1 FM, a member of the TTT Limited Media Network. Jade Monkey.
Go down in the center, go down.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
evening and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning we continue our conversations with the leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. And we're talking about the 50 million allocation that has been given by the central government and the Ministry of Finance for the Tobago oil spill cleanup efforts. Now we know, again, as I would reiterate, that the THA submitted a request for 153 million and only got 50. And Mr. Duke is here this morning and saying that it is not enough. However, it is important for a breakdown to be given, whether it be from the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association, the Chief Secretary and the Division of Agriculture, as well as the Ministry of Energy. All parties should come to the table and give a clear indication to the public what exactly is needed in order to compensate each and every individual that played a part in the cleanup, as well as those who were affected directly or indirectly. Mr. Duke, you are by profession a negotiator.
Yes.
So tell us, in a situation like this, I mean, you would have given some indications before of how you come to the table, but what type of negotiation recommendations are you currently giving or would give to the Chief Secretary as well as the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association?
Well, first of all, the Chief Secretary, who leads Tobago at this point in time, has to understand he has to lead Tobago differently. He has to do that. The relationship between himself and the central government has to be restored, at least to a professional level. The relationship with himself, the Prime Minister, and Stuart Young in this case, has to be restored, at least for this particular issue. And he must put together a team if they do not want to engage him in particular, as well as they must put together a team, and those teams must meet. The central government's team and the THA team must meet and discuss the oil spill and say, look, these are our figures for these items, and each side will project their figures for the items. And there will be some level of discussion and coming together insofar as agreement on what is and what is not. Then they will go forward with the figures to the International Oil Spill Funding Organization, whatsoever it is called. Go to that organization. And that organization will see a true picture of what Trinidad and Tobago wants for Tobago. It will be something that reflects the president of ALFA, All Trinidad Fishing Association, Curtis Douglas. It will be the ideas represented by the Chief Secretary, the Honorable Chief Secretary Valley Augustine, and that represented by the Secretary for Agriculture, Natasha Pantin, Urban Natasha Pantin. It will reflect everyone. That's how we negotiate. When I step forward on behalf of my association back then, I would do so on behalf of all the people. So when I stand to speak to the CP and her team, I could speak extemporaneously from my mind because I've swallowed up the issue. Whenever I speak on behalf of Tobago, as I've oftentimes done, I do so because I've swallowed up the issue and it's now part of me. It's assimilated in my body. It's in my blood. It's in my speech, in my sight. I'm seeing it. They have to become one with the Tobago issues. You cannot divorce yourself from the Tobago issues and just throw out figures. And then you're arguing with Trinidad over which figure better. And we want this and you want that. What are you requiring 150 million for? What is Trinidad requiring 140 million for? Is it the same thing? Or is it something different? And we must try to bring about a common idea as to what Trinidad and Tobago wants for the oil spill. That is not being done. We have a lot of big bourgeois operating. The Chief Secretary is a big man. The Prime Minister is a big man. We have the Secretary Minister for Energy. He's a big man also. And nobody's talking to nobody. And they're just pushing an envelope. Take this, take that. It makes Trinidad and Tobago look miserable and unable to manage the cleanup campaign and funding of the services that went into an oil spill.
Right, and I would think that in the eyes of the International Oil Pollution Compensation Fund, it isn't even a good look
no, it's not
to
good
them
at all.
That there is, bickering among ourselves when it comes to...
You must have that oneness. And I'm calling upon the Chief Secretary to at least understand that this is not about you personally, It's about Tobagonians. and they need to have a proper cleanup, and that cleanup must be funded by the International Oil Spill Compensation Company, right? They call it. It's a long name they give this company. That nobody should call it at all. Long names.
Yes. And one of the things that continue to come up
Yeah.
is the fact that we have representatives in the parliament from Tobago. However, on the issue of the compensation for this oil spill, specifically where compensation for the Tobago fisher folk is concerned, we haven't heard any statements being made publicly from them. What is your opinion on this?
Well, I would say that our representatives who are from the PNM party, they continue to represent the PNM party well. They represent the party. They do not represent Tobago East and Tobago West. They represent the PNM in Tobago East and the PNM in Tobago West. The time has come for Tobago to vote differently. You must vote for someone who truly represents Tobago East and represents Tobago West. The party must be the party that the people subscribe to. But you can't put party over the people. Once you put party over the people, then we'll continue to get people who sit in the parliament and they support a political agenda. No dumb dog bark when the leader speaks. If he says it is that, it is that. Tobago is now trying to create itself. Tobago has never lived as an individual, as you know. Tobago has always been a ward and continue to be a ward. As long as Trinidad has to take care of Tobago, as long as Trinidad has to make representation to this international oil spill funding company, right? Then Tobago doesn't have a life or personality of its own. Tobago must subsume the personality that Trinidad project onto Tobago, voice on Tobago. We are saying that is different. This is an age of light. And I've come to tell Tobago this, that I am not in any simidimi with them. You know. I'm talking straight with a testimony. Some people say Duke too straightforward, but that's what is required. When you do not want to be confused with foolishness, you have to make your words straight. What Tobago wants is a sharpshooter. What Tobago wants is someone who wears the pride of Tobago on their sleeve. Do not offend us. And what is going on there between the two parties, the THA and central government, is a game. No one is taking Tobago seriously. The representatives in Tobago, the THA representatives, and the central government representatives, both of them are playing a game. Handsy-pansy. Handsy-pansy. That has to stop. It has to stop. We want a THA and the central government representatives in Tobago to be for Tobago. What is Tobago saying? Bring to us the information on the bills that was incurred during the oil spill thus far, and those bills that are likely to incur on a monthly basis. Bring that to us. Let us look at it. Tell us, speak to us with a common interest, because we can't have the representatives for Tobago East and Tobago West, because they are PNM, that are saying $50 million is enough, though they have not said anything, right? And we have the THA saying it is not enough. We want to know what are the real figures. What are the bills? Tell us. Let us look at it and let us have a say. Tobago must have a say on these money matters.
Right. And even as a negotiator, once those facts are presented to the public, what steps are you willing to take to become involved or an intricate part of the advocacy for Tobago to get what it deserves?
Well, I will work for the THA for free. At this moment, I will work for the THA for free. They don't have to pay me a cent. Just give me a team of my choosing, and we will go down, empower me with the proper documentation, and I will go down and I will represent Tobago. But before I go down, as I said, I will collate all the figures among my good friend Curtis Douglas and his team of fishermen and fisherfolk, etc., among the fisheries, among the THA. I'll get all the figures from Tobago areas of interest. And I'll then go down to Trinidad, as the case may be, and I will then meet with this Honorable Stuart Young and his team, and I will then come back up with something that they will all be happy about. When I negotiated for the PSA, I always left people enthralled. Their mouth will open. Wow, how he did that. How he gave us 2 back pay in 1 year. How was he able to reduce the cost of our health care? How was he able to distribute over 300 homes? How was he able to get back pay for pieces like civil aviation, where persons collected over $500,000 you're talking about in back pay? How was he able to get back pay for these people? How was he able to move this when it was immovable? I'm gifted.
All right.
I'm blessed.
Okay, and we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after this. See you soon, guys.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
The countdown is on to the Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex to discover the dynamic world of public service where innovation meets dedication. Explore exciting careers, experience innovative services, enjoy interactive displays, and a whole lot more. Come join us on July 5th at the Shore Park Complex from 9:30 a.m. Visit the Office of the Chief Secretary's Facebook page for details. Tobago Public Service Day Expo 2024. Public service now and beyond. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special Wings Friday. 3 pounds wings, 2.5 kilogram fries. Special 100 TT Soup Saturday. 2 pounds cube beef, 2 pounds cow heel, 2 pounds chicken foot, 2 pounds pigtail or smoked bone. Special $150. Super Sunday. 3 pounds leg and thigh chicken, 3 pounds sliced pork, 3 pounds lamb slice, 3 pounds cheese, 2 pack of pasta. Special $250. Located Main Road, Argyle, Tobago. We deliver 20 TT. Contact us on deltecdistributors.com 395-5040 or 237-0102. Deltec Distributors Weekend Special.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. We are continuing our conversations here with the leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. Now, recently there were some statements or comments made by the Prime Minister of St. Vincent, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, and he would have basically commented on the fact that the new Sandals Resort in St. Vincent was actually originally intended for Tobago and boasted about how it is boosting St. Vincent's economy. Now, Mr. Duke, you would have made some comments regarding his statements and you said that his comments were ill-informed. Give us a bit of a background on that.
Well, the Honorable Minister, Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, in his jocular statement, so to speak, would have said that the Sanders, which comprised of 300 rooms, was meant for Tobago. But I had to slap him back into reality and let him know that Sanders, when they made a proposal for Tobago, made a proposal for 750 rooms. That is twice time the size of what they have in St. Vincent and more. 300 rooms in St. Vincent, they were building 750 rooms here in Tobago. It would have been the largest Sanders in the Caribbean. And so it is not good to make jokes when you are ill-informed and intend those jokes to slap us into reality. We are here to slap him into reality. Tobago Sanders will come again. And it will not come under the PNM. Their movements are quite unscrupulous, questionable, and I will say counterproductive to Tobagonians' ambition. Their ambition, the PNM ambition, is to turn Tobagonians into slaves. Water boys, bell boys, bell girls, trolley boys. That's what they want. We are saying no. Any international hotel comes here under my watch, and I say under my watch, they must be able to offer Tobagonians the opportunity to reach to the highest level. Tobagonians must be able to aspire and become the general manager. Yeah? They must not be given favorable treatment, far surpassing our local hotels here in Tobago. In other words, if we are planning for tourism, then we must even the playing field so as to allow our locals who are plying their trade for years to get a bite in the cherry. This is what I am talking about. And so Ralph Gonsalves didn't figure that into his conversation. He was splurging, saying how much rooms they have, cabanas and this, and how much millions spent on it. Did he tell us the return on that investment in St. Vincent? How long they will take? Did they build the hotel for Sanders? The hotel that was coming to Tobago was one that the government was building for Sanders. You imagine that? They were building a hotel for Sanders and paying Sanders to come and manage it and allow Sanders to make the rules insofar as the governance is concerned. Sanders can't do that under my watch. They can come, they can build their own hotel, and we are going to help them, tell them what we are looking for. One of the fundamental things that I believe that we should have in Tobago here, any international group coming to Tobago to do development, we're talking about foreign direct investments, there must be an agreement with Tobago, all right, that states part of their profit will go towards a sovereign wealth fund for my people. That was a fund created by the sovereign state, in this case Tobago, that every Tobagonian born should be assured by this age X, Y, Z. That is how you build wealth into a nation. You don't build wealth into a nation by keeping the people doing menial tasks as if you are uneducated.
Right. And how do you think this new Marriott Hotel project that is proposed for Rockley Bay is going to be different from that of the Sandals one?
Well, let me say this first of all. I welcome the Marriott Hotel, but I welcome the Marriott Hotel under certain conditions. All right? These conditions must benefit Tobagonians, not a small group of Tobagonians. So I understand people are talking about they want to serve, they want this, they want to do that. Listen, I understand the concerns, and your concerns are important, but all of Tobago concerns supersede the concerns of its surfers, right? And everyone else. So what is the benefit of Tobagonians in the long run? Someone said land is no use unless land is being developed and utilized for something that benefits human beings. For instance, the rainforest was preserved way back in the 1700s, right? It was preserved as the most protected forest under the British Empire. That is so as to ensure there's a continuous falling of the rain, you know what I mean, so to speak, or a raining throughout the agricultural services that they've been trying to provide from Tobago. We want to ensure that when the Marriott comes, Tobagonians must benefit. And there must be a provision in there that says the children of Tobagonian born from this day going forward will benefit from a sovereign wealth fund, not just from that organization, but from every foreign direct investment project. We want that for our people.
Right, and you made a comment during your response to Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzalez. You said Tobago welcomes sandals.
Of course.
However, Tobago will not welcome sandals under a PNM government.
Yes.
So are you making a investment for development that is supposed to be for the economic benefit of the island? Are you turning it into something that is based on politics?
Yes, it is. Every economic development meant for any island has to be based on politics. If your politics is not right, the economic development will be wrong. Ask PNM about that. Ask the People's National Movement about that. So many developments that was supposed to be for Tobago, and it mash up. It mash up. Look at the Cove. The Cove should have been a thriving industry. They build Cove and then say, oh shucks, we forget to build a port. Imagine that kind of nonsense. They all should be flogged publicly for wasting taxpayers' money. You build a whole thing called Cove for the development of Tobago, and then years later, scratch it, oh shucks, we forget a port. They bought 2 boats, and oh shucks, this boat needs something to land in Tobago. That's how they operate. They rent this Gilligan's Passage, or call it, whatever the name is. Right? This Gilligan's Passage you have there. $120 million in boat, buy for that boat. And when the boat coming down, so oh shucks, we forget. We have to fix the boat. The boat just can't come as yet. The boat was supposed to carry 400 cars, 700 passengers. Today the boat is carrying less than that. Because when the boats reach, oh shucks, the boat can't carry that. It's a flat bottom boat. It's a river boat. Sailing on the sea. They can't carry that. We are saying enough is enough. And the government has to understand, stop trying to develop Tobago with your PNM ideas. We don't want PNM ideas in Tobago. Stay out.
Right. And we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after this. See you soon, guys.
This Father's Day, treat Dad to an unforgettable musical experience. Join Plymouth Bethesda Steel Sensations as they celebrate our fathers, featuring the incredible sounds of Cuts and Jammers, the dynamic beats of First Citizens Tobago Panthers, and the sweet melodies of Alpha Pan Pioneers.
Bring the whole family for a day filled with music, joy, and celebration. Sunday, June 16th, right next to the Plymouth Playpark. Admission is free. Enjoy sensational music as we celebrate our beloved fathers. Celebrate Dad and vibrant sounds of steeple music this Father's Day.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Okay, welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. We are rounding up our discussions here with the leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Mr. Watson Duke. And Tobagonians are interested to know, are you currently working with the Chief Secretary?
I have availed myself, but I cannot force myself upon him. He has to make his own decision based on how he sees things.
But you are, as we indicated earlier, you are a negotiator by profession. And you have done this successfully in the past in your role as the president of the PSA. Now, have you had any conversation with the Chief Secretary in regards to negotiating on behalf of Tobago for that new Marriott hotel that you are now in support of?
Well, I said to the Chief Secretary that when coming to matters of foreign direct investments, I want to lead those discussions. I was very plain about that. I also said to him, when coming to the matter of Tobago's self-determination, I would also like to lead those discussions also too. And I left that with him. It is up to him to see the resources of Tobagonians, both locally and abroad, and use them accordingly. Tobago will continue to judge him by the faux pas he continues to make. The game of governance is not a any mini minor move catcher by his toe, then already let him go game. It's a serious game. It's a game that concerns the lives of unborn children and men and women who want to be respected in their home. You cannot make these people feel humiliated by creating an environment where they cannot live up to their true potential and then come and ask people to vote for you again. Vote for you for what? What Tobagonians voting for you for? If you have all the resources in your hand now, you have the opportunity now to make good on self-determination, to make good on negotiations for the fishermen, to make good on so many different issues that are affecting us with these foreign direct investments, etc. Hoteliers want to come in. And you bury your head in the sand as an ostrich because you do not want to see what's going on, then Tobago will judge you. And I'm saying today on this station, and I know it's been viewed by millions of people around the world, millions of people, that Watson Duke will continue to be a son of the soil, fighting for Tobagonians as Mandela fought for South Africans, as Mahatma Gandhi fought for the Indians. I am here to fight for Tobagonians, and we are demanding our self-determination, which is our right to decide our own political status and to develop our own economy, all right, our cultural and social development, etc., and our right also to say to Trinidad, we want to do our foreign direct investments, and these are our offerings to these companies coming in. Trinidad must not impose on us what they want to offer foreign companies. We must say to Trinidad, we want these offerings for these persons to come to Tobago, and they must grant it.
Right. But do you think that the Chief Secretary is prioritizing his personal feelings towards you as opposed to utilizing your skills and expertise where negotiation is concerned to push a lot of these conversations forward?
I don't think so. I heard him spoke once of a relationship that had gone sour with Dr. Rowley, Prime Minister, and he said that he doesn't have personal feelings. Dr. Rowley should come out of his feelings or something like that. And I want to let him know it's only girls have feelings, you know. Big men do have feelings. You know what I mean? You have to bury that. Right? I don't carry feelings around with me. I carry the burden of Tobagoan suffering and unable to live out their full potential. That is what I carry with me, not personal feelings.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we have to wind up this morning's conversation, and this is where we call an end to the show this morning, guys. Again, we want to thank you for liking, sharing, and commenting, and doing all that you can do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcast station here on the island of Tobago. Again, we want to say thanks and continue to support us. Have a great day, guys. Goodbye.
I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.